Good morning, y'all. My name is Frank. Welcome back to the channel. It's Wednesday, 8 a.m. So, I hope, and I could be completely way off. Um, I feel like maybe like the last day or two, um, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I feel a little better about myself, about this entire situation. And as weird as it is, this doesn't feel very good either, right? Because I'm beginning to like heal and beginning to get over somebody that, or a situation that was supposed to be forever, right? And then I realized that maybe it was only forever for me. You know, what I don't know. Um, yeah, it's a weird feeling, man. And even I noticed when I was around there Sunday at Major's tournament, I started to see her flaws, right? Like literally, uh, I see them. You know, like how I don't know how to explain it, right? You know how when you're in a relationship with somebody, then they might have something, you know, they might have the littlest thing, but you look past it because you love them, right? And then after a while, it just doesn't exist, right? Like Sunday, her makeup was a little, it's like had a line on it or something, just something that I noticed, right? And normally I would tell her, or I'd try to fix it for her, right? And instead of doing any of that, I just looked at it and I looked at it like a flaw, right? And other little things. Now when I hear her speak and I just hear her speak and I hear different things and I'll be like, that's not who you are. Come on now. Stop that. You know, um, that stuff I ignored or completely looked past because of my love for her, right? And I never had this happen before. So I don't know if this is something that like people in my situation go through, or I don't know. It feels weird. Part of me doesn't really like it because, and this is something that I told her, I said, because I love you the way I do and look at you the way I do, I have to see you differently. And I don't mean just through my eyes, right? I have to look at your whole entire being very different if I'm going to be okay with this, right? And that's starting to happen. And it's like, man, I have friends that have been with their wives for, since we were young, right? Probably going on 25, 30 years, right? And they've gone through hardships, and I look at them and I'd be like, damn, is that going to be us? Are we going to get back together down the line? And then part of me is like, if I'm willing to change different aspects of who I am and, stuff that I just need to work on in general to be a better me, and then which in turn will be a better husband and a better father and a better person in general, right? If I'm willing to do that, but she's not willing to do that, then we're going to be in this situation again, right? And that I can't, that I know I can't do. There's no way that I could do that. I just can't. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that I'm sitting here making this video right now. Just put it like that. I'm surprised of that. There's no way I could deal with this twice. Listen, I've lost my mother. I had to identify her body in the morgue. I lost my sister. I lost my father. I lost my grandmother. I've lost a lot. I've been through a lot. All that shit pales in comparison to this. Pales like nothing. I'm telling you, the amount of tears that I have cried, I would say in the last year, are 10 times more than I've cried my whole life. And a whole different type of tears, right? A whole different type. Like, I don't even know how to describe. They don't even feel the same tears coming down your face, I'm telling you. There's no way I could deal with this again. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I could not deal with this again. I would love to, like, go on one of those fucking shows or something where it's like a relationship or a marriage boot camp, and you go and you have to bear everything, right? And they look through your phones and they see everything. They examine everything. So all the secrets we're hiding from each other, and just be like, yo, this is what it is, and lay everything out on the table, right? And make you take fucking all that shit. I would love, and not because I think there's a bunch of shit she's hiding, but so she could see what I'm not hiding, right? And even if we split after that, just so she could have sort of like a peace of mind and be like, damn, he was telling the truth, right? Because I always say, like, people's opinions of me, they're really none of my business. They don't matter. But if I care about you and I love you, they do matter, right? I'm just being honest. They do. Anybody else, I really don't care. But if I care about you and I love you, your opinion matters to me. So, like, I wish, and I'm sure something like that has to exist out there. And that's something that I would be willing to do. I know, she would. And then it just takes me back to, I think we've always been on. At times we were on the same page. And then very slowly after that, we decided to get different pages, and then we're not even in the same library now. For instance, she tells me yesterday, says, oh, you're hanging out with some girl named Jasmine. First of all, I don't even know who the fuck she's talking about. I don't know anybody named Jasmine, right? And I was like, all right, sure, whatever. Just, because, I know that I don't even fucking know anybody named Jasmine, right? And then she said where she lives. So that's where one of my coworker lives, right? One of the guys in the shop, he lives there. His name is Weetie. He lives in, it's a housing project. She said she lives in the village. And I said, all right, whatever you have to do, make up to make you feel better, you know. Um, and then further on in the conversation, she said, yeah, you send me this message and then you're going to see Jasmine, you know, and you go to Jasmine's house, right? And I was like, now I know you're lying. I've never been, you know, his house is literally the only house that I've ever been in that whole project, that whole place. So I said, look, I'm not, now I know you're lying. But, you know, if that's what you have to tell yourself, then fine. Um, yeah, I guess fine, you know. Um, yeah, you know, and then my thoughts start to go, right? And I'm like, damn, she's saying this because she's justifying some stuff that she's doing or some stuff that she did, you know. And then I have to separate, okay, is that reality or is that just a thought, you know, and all that shit. And that don't feel good trying to take inventory and maneuver through that, you know. And I was in my head, I was like, yo, I fucking literally go to work, go to the gym, come home. That's it. That's all I do. Nothing more, nothing less, you know. And then even part of me was like, hold the fuck up, where I wanted to say this, but I knew it wouldn't have helped the conversation. Where I was like, hold up, hold up. You don't want to be with me, but now you're upset or criticizing me or shitting on me because I'm talking to somebody else. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to say. You know, and she got very vulgar in the message and like nasty. And I was like, yo, please stop that, man. Because Rachel's very spiteful to the point where if she would think something like that, I could see her purposely letting me see her with somebody else just to hurt me. You know, and you know, I don't even want to see nothing like that, right? I'm not emotionally prepared for that, you know, and that's why since she left, I blocked her off all my social media just so I didn't have to see her, right? Not because I have anything to hide, because anybody that follows me on social media sees, you know, the only thing I really post is my children and you know, stuff like that. But I blocked her on everything so I don't have to see her because I know what type of person she is. You know, I know that when she's hurt, she's looking to hurt you. You know, I don't want to see nothing like that. I don't want to hear nothing like that. That's why I'll never ask. You know, I could hear something, I would never ask. Yo, are you dealing with such and such? You doing this? I'm just not going to ask. I understand. Don't ask questions that you don't want to hear the answer to. That's pretty much the way I live my life, man. And then so much more happened inside the messages. You know, I'm supposed to get the kids tonight. And then just so much more started happening within those messages, right? And I was like, man, come on, don't do this, man. Don't do this. You're becoming exactly what at one time you criticized. And that being my other my other children's mother when they would use the kids as a pawn. You know, that's what you're becoming. And the thing is like, man, she knows what that did to me. She knows how that hurt me. She knows how that hurt the children. She knows that. She's seen firsthand what that did to me. And she's absolutely ready to repeat it and know that it's going to hurt probably a lot more. Because there I was just dealing with my children. Here I'm dealing with a woman that, you know, I still love and care for on top of my children, right? This shit sucks, man. This shit literally sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wouldn't wish this shit on my enemy. I'm going through Duncan. It's just not a good feeling.
Thank you for stopping. What can I get for you?
Could I please get a maple sugar bacon sandwich on a raisin bagel with American cheese? And that's everything.
All right, go on.
Thank you.
Sure.
And this shit gives me so much fucking respect. Man, listen, a newfound respect and admiration when I see these couples that I know have been through hell and back. Where I'm like, man, y'all was able to do it. Y'all was able to do it. And part of me is like, how come I can't do that? Right? Sometimes I see couples and I see them laughing and joking, and I get jealous. To be honest with you, I get jealous. I'd be like, man, why can't we do that, right? And I just have to know, like, I can't do all the heavy lifting, right? I need some help. On a brighter note, Mercy's bedroom is coming along nice. I'll show you a video of it when I get done with it. Put her bed together. It's a nice slide on it. It's got like a tent underneath. I'm gonna hook her room up for her. I'm gonna make it nice for her, and then we'll start on majors as soon as she's done. My goal is to have them both done by Christmas, so when they come over, they have their space. Well, thank you guys for listening. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient, man. Anybody who watches this who's at odds with your wife, your husband, your fucking fiance, whatever it is, make that shit right, man. Sit down, write all your grievances, write them on a fucking piece of paper, and set them shits on fire. Just set them on fucking fire. I'm telling you, man, you do not want to be in this situation. Everything you dislike or you hold resentments to each other, write them down, be honest, shed tears, do all that shit, and set it on fire and be like, yo, from today, let's just start over. Let's just start over, right? And never bring anything up. Just do it, man. I promise. Good morning.
My 61.
Just set fire to them shits and start fresh, man. I promise you. I think about it, and I sent her this message the other day. I say, yo, I would rather start over with you 1,000,000 times than to have to start with somebody else, right? Thank you. Have a good day. I said 1,000,000 times I'd rather start over with you, right? 1,000,000 times. Hands down, I would. You know, like I said, yo, let's, you know. And then I go back sometimes and read our conversations, and I realize that my conversation, my side of the conversation is just talking about, look, let's fix this, let's do that. And her conversation is just telling me everything that I'm doing wrong. You did this, you say this, you do this, and it's like, I just realized I'll be like, man, we're in two separate libraries, right? Not even in the same fucking building. And then I'm just beginning to realize that, like, man, this is just the reality of it, right? This is just the reality of it. So, yeah, that was my day. Today will be a better day, I'm sure. Hopefully I get my children today as scheduled. If not, it will definitely not be because I wasn't there to pick them up. So I thank you guys. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient, man. And please, like I said, if y'all got some shit going, fix that shit, man. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. All right? Thank you guys.